I started studying Hebrew, I would always say a prayer, right? Ask the Most High to give you the retainment that you need, because sometimes the Hebrew language is hard to retain and you got to store all this information. So you have to pray.
There you go.
You have to pray that the Most High would help you to retain and remember all of these things. You know? It's very important. All right, so in front of you. Okay, we on, Oos? Oos, we on? All right, for the people online, where do we where can they go?
Under the description.
Under the description of what?
Under the video description.
Under the video description, you can find the downloads of the reference guide for the class. There's a link, and you can download the handouts that I'm giving out right now. All right, so the first page, we have the Aleph Beit. Now we have the Aleph Beit and the print that you see in the books, and right next to it, we have the script letters that we've been going over for the last 2 weeks, right? Because you don't only have to study the script, but you have to know the block print also. So hopefully these handouts will help you out. On the second page, this is just a small reference guide, right? And this is a few of the things that we went over last week. We went over some of the numbers. Now, this doesn't have the feminine form, which we did. This is the masculine. So on the right side of your reference guide, we have the numbers all the way to 2,000, right? So we have Echad, Shanayim, Shalosha, Arba'a, Chamisha, Shisha, Shiva, Shemona, Tisha, Asara, Esrim. We went from 10 to 20. I didn't go through all of them. 30, Shaloshim, 40, Arba'im, 50, Kamishim, 60, Shishim, 70, Shiv'im, 80, Shemonim, 90, Tishim, and 100 is Me'ah. 1,000, Elef. 2,000, Alpayim. Now we can get into the numbers if y'all want, because we didn't, obviously I didn't put all the numbers down there, but when it comes to 11, then you have Echad Asar, Shinayim Asar, Shlosha Asar, Arba'a Asar, Chamisha Asar, Shisha Asar, Shiva Asar, Shmone Asar, Tisha Asar, and then we go to Esrim. And it's the same thing with Esrim. Yeah, Esrim with Echad, which is 21. Esrim with Shinayim, 22. Esrim with Shlosha, right? Then when you get up to 100, after 100, you have Matayim. Matayim is 200. But then after that, the pattern changes. So you go from Me'ah to Matayim to Shalosh Me'ot, Arba Me'ot, Chamisha Me'ot, which is 500. Right? We'll get into that another time, but I just wanted to give y'all some of the basics. Right? And then you have the numerical value right in the middle of the page. And remember, the Sophites carry on the same numerical value as their counterpart. So a Nun Sophite has the same numerical value as Nun, which is 50. Right? Fe, Pe, and Fe Sophite have the same numerical value, 80. And then at the bottom, we have the days of the week, which we did last week. Yom Rishon, Yom Sheni, Yom Shalishi, Yom Revi'i, Yom Chamishi, Yom Shishi, wa Yom Shabbat. And then we have a few colors. The word for color, well, let me go over this. The word for numbers, and it's written on the top of the page, misparim. Misparim. Number is mispar. Flicker. You can see it right at the top right of the page. And at the top of the second page it says Kita Ivrit. Anybody take a jab at that, of what that means? Kita Ivrit. Yes. Hebrew class. Are y'all joining the class?
Yes, joining.
The word for color, seva. Color, colors, sevaim. Sevaim. Not to be confused with hosts, right? Because we say Yad Sevaot, right? What would make it a difference? What's the difference in those words? You remember we talked about spelling? If you spell a Hebrew word one way, you spell it a different way, it means something totally different, right? So you can spell Seva, Sadeh, Beit, Ayin, and that's the word for color, right? But if we put Sadeh, Beit, Aleph, what is that? I need somebody to be my Hebrew, no, not you too. Not you either. Rivka. Look up the word for army or host and give us the correct spelling. So colors, we have, the first color we have is red. And I'm going to ask my sister Kenya to pronounce the first one for red. Remember the vowels? That first one under the aleph is A. So how do you say red? Anybody want to help her out? Elimelech. Adom. Cain. That dot on the top of the dalet is the O sound. That's called the kolam. You find it? Army. Army or host. So, and that's Sadeh Beit Aleph, right? You see? So, Seva means color with the ayin. But Seva with the Aleph means hosts or army. So when you're spelling Hebrew, you have to get you a good dictionary. The Ben Yehuda is one of the best ones. This one right here. Put it up so they can see it. The Ben Yehuda. Hebrew, English, English, Hebrew. Yeah. You see that? That's what I like to see right there. Because you could tell she put some work into that. It's not looking crispy and brand new. She uses it. You say yours is brand new? Okay. Let me see that. What? So it's the Ben Yehuda. The Ben Yehuda.
Yeah.
All right. The ISBN number is 0671-688-62-6. You can find these on Amazon. You can find all your books on Amazon, and they have them for dirt cheap, about $4 or $5. The Ben Yehuda English Hebrew, Hebrew English. This is a good reference to biblical Hebrew, as well as modern Hebrew. All right, who wants to take the second one? Blue. How do you pronounce blue? Tekelet. Did y'all hear that? No. How do you pronounce the second one? She said Tekelet. What's the other word for blue? There's another word for blue. Does anyone know it? Elimelech, you better know it. Slika? Chakol. Tetzere, yes, the two dots going across or up and down. That's a shwa. It's silent. Tekelet. It only takes the sound of the letter. Right? So tekelet. Under the taf, we have the shwa, which is a silent, and it also makes syllables. The kaf, we have the tsere, which is the two dots across from each other like this. Right? This is called the sere. And the last vowel under the lamed, we have the segol, and that has the s sound. Yes, tekelet. It's actually tekelet, but so that's blue. Moshe, can you pronounce green for us? Yod, Resh, Kuf. Sit down. Put your hand down. Help him out. Yarok. All right, we're not going to spend too much time on these, so let's just go through it. Green, Yarok. Black, Shakor. Purple, Argaman. Argaman. Orange, Katom. Silver, Kesef. And that's also the word for what? We know that. That's right. Brown, Khum. Khum or Khum. Yellow, Tsahov. Now, if you look at this reference guide, you see the word I wrote, the Tzadeh? So you can write the Tzadeh like this, or some people like to do it like that. Right? So I probably wrote it like this. I made this reference guide a few years back. But you can do it either way you like. All right, white. White. Lavan. I'm going to give y'all some more colors today. Today we're going to have a jam-packed class. I'm going to give y'all a lot of information. But it's going to be a lot of notes. Right? Yeah, she said, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, it's going to be a lot of information. But like I said, when you go home and you start to study, say a little prayer. Just ask the Most High to give you the strength and the knowledge to retain this information, to help you to understand it. Okay, so now we have the vocabulary on the bottom left of that same page. Just a few words. We have yesterday. Yesterday, which is etmol. Today, let's say it together. Etmol. Get used to saying these words. Today is hayom. Day is yom. But today is hayom. Tomorrow. Together. Machar. Last night. Emesh. Overnight. Leil etmol. Leil etmol. Okay, and on the other side of this page, the next page, page 3, it's just a few vocabulary words. And these are some things that you use around the house. These are a lot of things that, I just took some random words and put them together. So the first word we have is tomato. Can anybody take a stab at that one? How do you pronounce that word? Agvania. Agvania. Tomato. What'd you say? Huh? Oh, you're right. Somebody's paying attention. You see that? There's a typo on one of the pages. The word tomato is agvania with a gimel, the second letter, not azvania. I made a mistake. I put a zayin instead of a gimel. You see? I even messed my own self up. And then I wrote it the right way in the next word for carrot. What's the word for carrot? Gezer. Celery. Karpas. Cherry. Duvdevan. How do you say cherries? Duvdevanin. Can you pass that to her, please? Grapes. Grape, one grape, anav, anavim, grapes. Peach. Afarsek. Peach. Olive. Y'all don't know how to say Imam Olive's name in Hebrew? Zayit. Onion. Batsal. Batsal with a tzadeh. Pepper. Pil pal. Pepper. Pil pal. Watermelon. Say it again, sis. Avatiach. Avatiach. Now you see that word right there, avatiach? You see how there's a vowel at the end of, at the last letter? The chet is not avaticha, it's avatiach. Sika? Yeah. If there was a hey at the end of that, it would be avaticha. But that's avatiach.
And why you said that?
It's avatiach. If there was a hey at the end of it, it would be avaticha. Avatiach, watermelon. Strawberry. Tut sadeh. Now sadeh means field. So you can just say tut for strawberry. This just means strawberry of the field. Tut sadeh. You can say tut or tut sadeh. Plum. Shazif. Shazif. Then we have broccoli. Broccoli. Teruv tar. Teruv tar. That's a word that brothers like to use when you've been working out and you getting buff. Like, yo, he's brolic. He's teruv tar. You know? Spinach. Tered. I hate tered. I eat it raw. No. You know what? Yeah, spinach is wonderful. Eat it up. Butterfly. That's a sadeh. Sade. What is it? Siporet. Siporet. Sade. The word for roach is what? Yevusi. That's the same word for the Jebusite. Fly. Zavuv. Zavuv. That's a Zion. Zavuv. The word for ant is what? Namala. It's mosquito. Look at the vowel. Yatush. Spider. Akavish. The word for giraffe. Gamal Nemeri. No, Gamal is camel. That's what they taught you in school? Yeah, but Gamal is camel. Gamal Nemeri is giraffe. Rhinoceros. Quarnaf. That's a face or feet at the end. Bull. Par. Cow. Para. Next page. Now, this right here, what we're doing is going to help you with words. You have to know words. Words. You have to know words. I can honestly say I'm not fluent in Hebrew, but I know hundreds of words, probably 1,000 words. But you have to learn how to conjugate and how to put in, parts of speech and all of that stuff. But you have to know words. You have to know words. Even if your Hebrew is not the best and you say something to me in Hebrew, I know the words that you're saying. They may not be conjugated the right way, but I understand what you're saying. So this is why we're doing this. Cat. Katul. Dog. What's another word for Kelev that they use in the Tanakh, in the Torah? When they say put the fat on the altar. Kelev. Fat. Monkey. Shev. You don't have to put your hand up, Ali man. Because that's what they act like most of the time. Now, camel. Pig. Chazir. Bird. Tzipor. Fish. Dog. Bear. Dove. Lion. Ari or Aryeh. So we have Ari or Aryeh. There's a lot of different ways you can say different things in Hebrew. So Ari and Aryeh. Elephant. Squirrel. Sanai. Lamb. Se. Upstairs. Lamala. Look at that word. Look at that word for upstairs. Now, you see that in the middle of the word, you have Ayin, Lamed, He. You remember we talked about that before? It means to ascend. Allah, to ascend, to go up. Allah is it's a state of being, right? That's why I mentioned that when they say, when you go to Israel and you want to become a citizen, they make aliyah, because it's like a state of mind. It's like a higher way of thinking. So lamala, to go upstairs. But the word for stair is madrega. Madrega. Stairs, madregot. Downstairs, lamata. Lek lamata. Leki lamata. Lamata and lamala. Just remember, Allah up. And this is not the Allah with the Aleph, because that's what? Aleph, Lamed, Hey is what? Is what? Yeah, but what does it mean? It's a curse. It's a curse. Yes. Ayin, Lamed. Look it up for us. Aleph, Lamed, Hey. Aleph, Lamed, Hey. So you have to pay attention to when you're starting to spell. Trust me, when you start to spell Hebrew, you're going to get a lot of words, and people are going to be looking at you like, whoa. You're going to be saying some crazy things, but that's why you have to get a dictionary. It's very important. Become friends with your dictionary, your Hebrew dictionary. I'm telling you. Just sit there and just look at different words. That's what I used to just do. Just open it. Just randomly. Oh, I never knew that word. Okay, next page. Oh, I never knew that. It'll help you to learn to spell Hebrew. What is that word? Is it synonym? When words sound the same but they're spelled differently or something like that? That's a synonym? Is that that's a homonym? Homophone? I never even heard that word, Elimelech. I don't know what he talking about, man. Homophone?
That's something totally new.
Yeah, that's different.
Never heard that word in my life.
Yeah. So what does it say for Ayin Lamed Hey?
To curse.
To curse.
So I thought it was the actual curse word.
No. No, it's not a curse word that you can say. Like I said before, Hebrew is a holy language. You're not going to find any curse words, any four-letter words or stuff like that. It's a holy language. Right? So just remember, spelling is key. The word for east, Quedem or Quedma. Quedem or Quedma. West, Yama. North, Sophona. South, Negev. That's how they in Israel, when they say you're going to the Negev, they mean it south and like the desert. The desert is the Negev. War, Milchama. Week, Shavua, and that's not the week like you feel faint. Shavua. Late, Me'ukar, early. Mukdam, I love to be early for everything. I don't like being Me'ukar. I don't. Even for work. Maybe. Ulai. That's what my Imam used to tell us all the time when we asked her for something. Ulai. Most of the time it meant no. But she would just to get us off her back, she's like, Ulai, we'll see. Roof. Gog. Better. Now, I made a mistake with this. Not really a mistake, but some people say Yotir Tov, some people say Tov Yotir. Right? Now, correct this on your paper. Just switch the words around to Tov Yotir. And guess what? If you have one of these handouts, you're going to be responsible for getting 100 on your test. For sure. The test. Not today. Y'all got to take it home and study. Listen, that's why I made it nice and quaint. I put a little staple on the top. You could fold it up, put it in your work bag, take it on the train, on the bus. For the people online, we can't test you online, but y'all need to be honest with yourselves and study that. Now today what we're going to talk about is something that we all go through. Everybody gets upset, everybody's happy, everybody's mad, people get sad. So what do we call that? Feelings. Emotions, feelings. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through a few of the feelings that we feel, right? So the word for feelings is hergish. Hergish. He, resh, gimel, yod, shin. Hergish. Hergish. Hergishim, feelings, right? So, the first feeling, and I'm going to tell you all how to say this in a sentence, because we're going to change this. When I say, this is feeling, but if I want to say to somebody, I'm feeling happy, I'm not going to say, Ani hergish semeach. I'm going to say, Ani margish semeach. Right? Ani margisha. It's different for a man and a woman. Ani margish, he margisha. Right? So this is feelings, right? Can everyone see?
It's feelings with an S. It's
Well, just put hergish for now.
and that's feeling without the S.
Cain. Now, ani is what? I. Ani margish is what? I feel. Or I'm feeling. Today I'm feeling. I always gotta look at the vowels. Sis, can you help me out? Shin, sin, mem, chet, semeach. Semeach. Ani margish semeach. I'm feeling happy. Or you can say, I'm good. I feel good. Ani margish tov. Or ani margisha tova. Now this is masculine, right? Now feminine, we would say ani margisha semeach or ani margisha tova. Ani margisha is like this.
It's happy. Or glad.
No, the vowels I wanted you to get. Sameach. I'm mad at you right now because we went over the vowels.
When you put the words,
Ani margisha. This is feminine. Ani margisha.
It's a talk in a city. Talk in a city.
This is a patak.
Okay.
This is a
That's a 6 to go? No.
Hamas. This right here,
Sere.
Sere. So if I ask you, Hakol Beseder or Mashlomech. Mashlomech, Gevere. She said, Ani Margisha Tova. She said, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. I asked her, Mashlomech. Mashalom, what is your peace? That's basically what you're saying. How are you feeling? What is your peace? Yeah, Mashalom Mech, Mashalom Ka for a man. And you could say, Shalom Li, I have peace, or peace is with me. Tov Li. There's so many ways you can say it. You know, some people like to get fancy, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Right? So the first feeling is Sameach, is happy, joy. Samachim. Samachim is plural. Anachnu samachim. We are happy. Hebrew follows a pattern. If you respect the patterns, you will learn Hebrew very fast. You cannot say Anachnu sameach. It has to go together. Anachnu samachim. Anachnu holchim. We are going. You can't say Anachnu holek or Anachnu halach. That has to make sense. So Anachnu samachim. We are happy. Anachnu margishim samachim. We are feeling happy, right? You see how you have to put plural with plural with plural with plural? You can't put singular, plural in a sentence. It's not going to make sense. So, Anachnu simachim and or Anachnu margishim samachim. Or you could just say Anachnu samachim, we are happy. Right? So, you have margish and margisha. Right? Feeling. And the first feeling we had was what? Sameach. Sameach. Sameach ani. I'm happy. Can I erase this? Okay. The next feeling we're going to do is, you know, we get a little angry, we get annoyed sometimes. So that's going to be the next one. I am angry. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on that because we're not supposed to be angry. So the word for angry, ka'as. Ka'as. Kaf, ayin, samet. Can I erase this? Now, ka'as is the word, but you have to conjugate it. And we're going to do conjugations after this because I want y'all to understand what it is that I'm writing and why I'm writing it. So, ka'as is the word angry. Ka'as. Ka'as. Ani lo ka'as. Ani ko'es. You understand? I conjugated the word. So it's like when you say akal. Akal is to eat. Tau. Ayin samech tau. And this is going to make a lot more sense when we do the next lesson. Right? So ka'as is the root word. And when you start to get to a more advanced stage, either Chief Benyamin's class or Moreh Yiftach's class, because this is just beginners. We're not going to go over everything, but you eventually want to graduate from this class. You don't want to be stuck in this class. This is a beginner's class, right? So when Moreh Yiftach or Chief Benyamin is ready to, go with the advanced class.
No, she up.
No, she's up. She's up.
How do you pronounce it again?
Koes. Koeset. Ani margish koes. Why are you angry? What you angry about? You ever met somebody who's just angry for just about everything?
Yeah.
Just an adversary.
It's bad to be mad.
Yeah, for no reason. All right, so the next feeling, I'm erasing this. Let me write Margisha right here. Okay, the next feeling is Ani chole. I am sick. Ani margish chole. So you have chet. And this is masculine. Feminine, Ani margisha chola. Chola. So you have the same words, but you just change.
The vowel.
Yeah, you change the vowel. So chola. For sick. Ani margisha chola. That's what a woman would say.
I'm sick of you.
Oh man. I'm sick of you. It would be a different word because this is actual of like
Gotcha.
you would say you would use the word hergiz. Right? That's annoyed or angry. I'm annoyed with you. Ani margiz. Imka, Ani margiz imka, or something like that. Right? So sick, chole, chola. The next feeling is atzuv. And when someone is atzuv, you have to give them noach. And what's noach?
Comfort.
Rest or comfort. Right? Atzuv is sad. Which reminds me, make sure y'all give a call to our sister, Dawn Rose, because she lost her grandmother this week. So he, Atzuva, Akshav, right? She is sad. So we have Chole and Chola. And sad is Atzuv. Ayin, Sade, Wav, Ve. Atzuv, Atzuva. Masculine, feminine. Ani margish atzuva. Lama at margish atzuva. Why are you feeling sad? Lama. Lama means why or madua. Just like we sing this song, the 76 song. Umadua Eloheinu itanu umadua. And why? And why is our God with us? So you could say lama or madua.
That's ayin.
Ayin Sade Waw Ve He. Atsuv. Ani Atsuv. I'm sad. Can I erase? So by the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to express yourself on how you're feeling, right? So we learn here to gish, which is a feeling. Ani margish, ani margisha. So if I ask you, because most of the time when you ask somebody, hey, how you feeling? You're like, oh, I'm okay. But that's not really the case. Tell me how you feeling. Is it maybe it's people don't know how to express themselves in the language? Because most people say, oh, ani tov toda, or ani tova. Okay.
So the way you pronounce it is asuva.
Atsuva. That's a ve.
Asuva.
Okay. You see how I wrote the vate right here and the vate right here? It looks a little different. That's because sometimes when you writing and speeding. But yeah, this is a vate. All right. Somebody give me an emotion. Surprise. The word for surprise is hiftia. Hiftia.
That's masculine?
Hold on. Now, hiftia. I'm not sure how to write it in the feminine. I would take a guess and say that it is similar. Hifta'a. I don't have my 201. Why am I keep forgetting my 201? All right, so I'm going to give you that word, but we're going to conjugate it next week. So the word hiftia is surprised, right? So this is he, fe, tav, yod, ayin. Hiftia. I have a cousin named Yahafta'a from the same root word. And I had a sister named Hiftia. Now.
How you say surprise?
Hiftia. Hiftia. Our brother Chief Uziel, he ayef me'od. Ki hu yashen. Hu ayef. Ayef is tired. For a female, ayefa. So you would say ani ayefa. I would say ani ayef. Right? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He, fe.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
So ayef, ayin, yod, fe sofi.
Let's see. Thing on the hair.
Ani margish ayef. I'm feeling tired. It's like the song Ha'azin Ali. Ka'ashir ani margish me ayef. Right? When I'm feeling tired. Oh, y'all don't know I'm going to bring the the translation to Ha'azin Ali next week. I'm going to write it down. Atsuva? That's sad. Ayef. Ayef. For woman is aye fa. Now look what I did. I put 2 yods. Aye fa. Aye fa. Not to be confused with hayafa. Aye fa. Ayefa is tired. Can I erase?
1 minute. So you have 2 yods and is
2
there a vowel
yods.
under the yod?
Cain, this is a tsere under the first yod.
Okay.
Right? So like this. You have the ayin, yod, yod, te, he. Ayefa. Can I erase?
Okay.
Okay, the next feeling we have is hungry. You know that word? What is it? Ra'ev. 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 And for a female is what? Ra'eva. Okay. Ani ra'eva me'od. I'm very hungry. And now y'all know the word ma'od, right? Me'od
Very.
is very. Right?
So do you have to say me'od or?
You don't have to.
But if you want to.
If you want to be emphatic about it.
Usually I'm not old.
Yeah.
You're very.
So ra'ev is for a man. Ani ra'ev. You hungry now? Or ra'eva. Okay, I'm not even paying attention to my notes. I gave y'all the word for surprised, right?
Yes.
And what did I say it was? I want Hiftia. Now, this is what I wanted to tell y'all. When y'all see this word, this right here, this vowel, what vowel is this? It has the ah sound. Forget about the name of it. Forget about the name of it. Right? It's the ah. 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 Not Not Right? Not For instance, the word for mother is what? Ima, not Ima. Not Ima.
That's what they for 30 years.
Not Ima. It's not Abba.
Wow.
My name is not Eraniyah. It's Eraniyah. Is not a vowel in the Hebrew language. We have no, we don't have we have we have we have we have we have we have o, and that's it, right? Is not a vowel, so no more ima. It's ima, abba.
So you're going back to what is surprise. You're missing the
Cain, the word surprise. Mif, slowly. Hiftia. Mofta'a. Ani mofta'a. I had it written down, but I wasn't paying attention.
And that's the feminine.
What about the eye?
Ani
Under the eye.
mofta'a.
I'm very surprised. No, it's feminine.
No, that's surprise.
I'm surprised.
How do you pronounce
AF or yeah, it's yes. There's a
Mofta'a. Ani mofta'a.
I'm sorry. How do you pronounce tired?
Ayef. Ayef for man, and Ayefa. Ayef for man.
Petak under the iron.
Cain. Not petak, patak.
Petak. So put the petak under the iron. For female?
No,
Ayef for man.
that's the
Ayefa for woman. He Ayefa me'od. Okay, enough feelings. I want to get into this now. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. So everything that we learned so far was just scratching the surface, okay?
Scratching the surface, I'm still stuck on the letters.
This right here is going to... Okay, I'm going to check that. This is going to escalate you right here. What we're about to do, we're going to do the past tense.
I don't think we're ready for that.
We are ready for it. We're ready for it. No, it is the easiest one. No, actually, the present tense is the easiest one. The future tense is very easy also. The way I'm going to teach y'all going to get it. Trust me.
we're gonna get it at confidence.
Yeah, y'all going to get it. Y'all feel confident enough?
We have confidence. We'll get it.
All right, so you know what? Let's do something else.
Let me not speak for the class, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's say something. Y'all so confident.
I'm going to give y'all the possessives. Let's do the possessives. We'll do the possessives. Now, this is the way that I learned the possessives. I was taught by my brother, Moreh, and he taught
us too.
he'll make you understand. He teaches you in a way that you retain it, right? So, I'm not going to write anything down yet. So I want y'all to repeat after me. This is how it goes. Mariah, you know this, right? Shali, Shilka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalah. Shalanu, Shalakem, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. And we had to repeat this many, many times, right? And anybody who has ever been in one of my Hebrew classes know it, right? Shali, Shilka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalah. Shalanu, Shalakem, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. Again, Shali, Shilka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalah. Shalanu, Shalakem, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. Now, just to give you a example of the the sound pattern of, because we're going to make it to where you can remember it, right? So now, possession. Somebody spell possession, because my spelling is horrible. Feel what?
SSION.
SS?
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
right? We have shell, which means of, pertaining to someone, right? Baruch Hashem, shell, right? Okay. Shell of. The next one is sheli. Ze sheli. Ze sheli. In Masara, don't worry, I'm going to have all of this stuff written down for you, nice and neat. Okay, so this is mine. Mine.
And pronounce it.
Ze shali. This is mine. Shali.
Is it supposed to be a Tariq on the
Cain. I'm not used to writing vowels because I just write without the vowels. But
That's the thing. Would it be incorrect if you don't have the vowel? If I just write the schwa?
no, it's going to be incorrect if you do it, because I want to know that you know what you're doing.
Wait.
So I want y'all to write, right? I want to see every dot. I want to know that it's a sheen and not a seen, and have the correct vowel. The next one, shelka. Shell, and this is how you write the vowel when you have a kaf sofi. You write it on the outside. Right? And this is masculine. This means yours. Masculine singular. Zay shelka. That's yours. I'm talking to him. Shelka. Hine, Zay Shelka? And you hear the way I'm saying it, it sounds like a question, right? So depending on how you speak, you know, I could ask him, I could put the hey in front of the sentence, or I could just say, Hine, Amos, Zay Shelka? Is that yours?
Lo.
Say lo, lo shali. That's not mine. Shalak. Now remember, the kaf sofi, you put the vowel at the end. So I put the shawa. And this is yours also. But this is feminine, singular. So we have shali, shilka, shalak. What's next? Shalo, which means his. Shali is mine. Shelcha is yours, masculine singular. So if a man came to you and said, you would look at him like he's crazy because you know he's not speaking proper Hebrew.
What's mine?
Mine is Shali.
What's
What? Of shell. Shalo. Shalek? What's that?
Yours feminine?
No. Shalak.
Forgot the comma.
His shalo. Zay shalo. That's his. Shala, hers. You got bad allergies. Peanut, Ellie. Good catch. Right? Shala. Zay Shala. That's hers. So what comes after? We covered all of the singulars, right?
Then, theirs.
Ours. Ours. Shalanu. Shalanu. Ours. Sheen, Lamed, Nun, Waw. Ours. Masculine and feminine. Ours. Zay Shalanu, huh? Oh yeah, that. Slicker.
Masculine. Plural.
Shalachem. I don't. What do you say?
You just say that?
Yeah, you just asked her, right? She did.
So after shalanu, it's shalachem. Masculine plural. That's like saying yours or you alls, right? Shalachem. Zay shalachem. That's yours. You alls. Masculine plural. Somebody take a guess. What's feminine plural?
Shalakim.
Shala what?
I'm actually guessing. Shalaim.
Come on, somebody, come on. Come on.
What's yours?
Hello.
What's yours?
Masculine plural? Shalachem.
Shalakam. Shalakam.
Hello. Shalachain. That's like saying you alls. It's y'alls. Shalachain. Right?
There's.
Shalahaim. Theirs. Masculine plural.
Does the nun, are we supposed to slot the nun, or is that?
This right here?
That's
Oh, no. I just did that, but it goes straight down. This is a nun sofi. Shin, lamed, kaf, nun sofi. Shalachain. This
so it's
is...
just like the wav.
No, but it's longer than a wav. Yes, this is a wav, nun sofi. And the last one? Somebody take a guess what the last one is. If you're looking at the pattern of how this is going,
Wait, what's theirs? What is this one?
Shalahaim.
Shalahem.
That's what this is.
Okay.
You're on the right track, though.
Hain. Shalahain.
Yes. Shalahain. Nun Sofi. And this is theirs. Feminine. Is that redundant?
No.
To say theirs is feminine plural? Okay. Because theirs is, that means more than one, right?
Right. But you're speaking to the female. No, it's not redundant.
Yeah, unless you say that if I'm talking to somebody who's like, yo, Zay Shalahain, that's theirs.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to do this together. Come on inside so you can see. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak, Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. It's like a song. All right, we're going to do it together. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak, Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. Too fast? Let's do it again. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak. Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. Again. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak. Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. Again. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak. Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. We got it? Come on, one more time. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak, Shalanu, Shalakim, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. And these are the possessives.
Possessions. You said
Possessions, possessives. Right? So we have shel, we have sheli, shelka, shalak, shalo, shalah, shalanu, shalakem, shalakain, shalahem, shalahain. Ze shalanu. Sister Rivka,
Yes.
I want you to say, this is not mine, this is hers. This is not mine, this is hers.
Lo. Shelly.
Zelo.
Zay lo. Shelly.
You see how she put the lo in front of,
Y'all see that?
because it negates,
Are y'all listening?
it negates what you're talking about.
Yes.
That's what, when you look at the Torah, when it says lo akal, do not eat, right? It negates what it's about to talk about. Okay, so she said, say it again, please.
Zay lo. Shelly.
This is not mine,
So what I'm saying, this is
hers.
Zay. Shela.
Ze shala. That was easy, right? Ze lo shali, ze shala.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, give her a hand. Okay, Ima, how you feeling? You feeling good?
Feeling good. She was studying this week. She feeling good. Give a little something.
All right.
A little something.
I'm gonna give you something easy. Say, how were you? Did you remember the commands that we did? Like, don't touch? Because I want you to say, don't touch that. This is mine. How many times have you had to say that, though? A lot of times, right? She's still saying it. Don't touch it. This is mine. Al tigaze. Ze shali. Al tigaze. Ze shali. And if you was to say it to a woman, Al tigize. Ze shali. Right? Al tiga, al tigi. Right? So we done with this, right? Just remember the song. Shali, Shaka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalah, Shalanu, Shalakem, Shalakain, Shalahem, Shalahain. He made us sing this. Huh? No. I just put the shell so you know it's the possessions of, it's belonging to someone.
but it's not in the song.
No. We had to recite this 100 times. Now, what I'm concerned with is that everyone is understanding the script letters. Are y'all getting it? Okay, sis, on that paper that I gave you, the handout, what we have is the script letters right next to the regular letters, the block or the calligraphy as you'll see in the Torah, in the books, right? So this is how you would write. This is how we write in this class, because in the script, if you go to other Hebrew classes, they might have you write in a block form. But if you want to excel, you have to learn script. You have to learn script. And it's easier. It's easier than writing in the block form. The script is very easy. Okay, so we learned the possessives, and I'm going to erase this. We're going to do one more thing and we're done, because I want y'all to be able to relax and take it all in. It's a lot of information. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Shali, Shoka, Shalak, Shalo, Shalak.
There is masculine plural. That's a mem.
Mem Sofit came. Shin Lamed He Mem Sofit. Shalahain, Shim Lamed He Nun Sofit.
Almost there.
Next week we're going to start basic conversation.
Okay.
Oh, we good? Okay. Now I'm going to put all of this in a handout for next week. So everybody who's online, you'll be able to download this lesson that we're doing today. But I want y'all to be able to take notes because you'll cherish it. Cherish your notes and you'll keep these books for years and years. And another thing, I'm not a Hebrew teacher. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of information that I know. Right? So when you hear people call me Moreh, don't pay no attention to that. Don't call me Moreh. I'm just a servant. That's it. I like that title, a servant. Mishare. Mishare, that's it. That means to serve. You're a helper. That means basically you do whatever you're told to do. That's it. That's what Joshua was to Moshe. He was a servant. I like that. All right, so are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
We are going to start the past tense. And I need some good markers. I think the purple one works. And I write chicken scratch in English, so y'all have to bear with me. Okay, so this is the past tense. And the first word that we're going to do is love. Right? Because that's the basis of our way of life. That's what we have to learn. That's what we have to treat each other with. That's what we have to engulf each other with. Right? Is love. And the word for love is what? Can I get, you're my our Hebrew dictionary today, Sister Rifkwa. Ahava. Can I get the vowels, please? No, you know what? We'll save Ahava for next week. Because I'm not just going to give you Ahava in the past tense, but I'm going to give you past, present, and future in one day. So it makes sense to you. Today we're going to do something that we love to do every day of the week. Eat. So this is the past tense. And this is the past tense in the qual stem. Qual means easy. Y'all know there's 7 stems, right? We're not going to get into that right now. That's an advanced class for Moreh Yiftach, Chief Benjamin. Well, yeah, listen, this is the qual. So, the word Aleph, Kaf, Lamed, means akal, to eat. To eat. Aleph, Kaf, Lamed. And I'm going to ask Mariah to come and put the past tense and conjugate this word in the full past tense, please. She was one of my students, and this is my test right here. So if she doesn't know, that means I was a bad teacher.
Really?
Because you just sit in your position.
Zehu. Raise that hand.
There's no hay. I need to go browse to that.
Go ahead. No, you don't have to. I'll put the vowels. Don't copy that right now.
This is a
Crash course.
No, this is beginners. Trust me.
Because
This is
I was
very
thinking, I
beginning.
was like, this is beginner. I need to go to another meeting. And I don't even know this.
I'll go right here.
That's a lot. She likes leaves. Yeah, my God, it's hard.
Perfect.
Walk in and bring us, son.
Should we copy it now?
Kane. She did a wonderful job. This is the past tense, and I'm going to tell you what each one means. Right? So the root word is akal, means to eat or to sustain. Right? So what we have is the first one here, and y'all know we reading from right to left. Okay, so the first one is akal ti. Akal ti is I ate. Because this is past tense, right? This is what they call the perfect, because you can't change the perfect; it's already done.
Just like that.
Just like that. So what happened yesterday is perfect.
And it's no.
Akal ta. Akal ta. You ate, masculine, singular.
Like you guys, I'm seeing pants.
You ate, feminine, singular. This is akal ti, akal ta, akal te. You remember when I told y'all when you have two shawas back to back? Now, y'all know the shawa? This is the shawa.
Yes.
This is a silent word. This is silent. But when you have two back to back, you give the second one a short sound. So you have akal te. It's not a real sound, but akal te.
The second one?
The second shua.
Okay.
Because this is akal ta. Akal te is you ate, feminine singular. Akal, the root, this is the root word, or the shoresh, right? The shoresh means root. The root is the same way to say he ate, right? So the word is akal, and it's also he ate. Okay? So it's akal, which means to eat, and it means he ate. Akhla. she ate. Akalnu, we ate. Akaltem, they, masculine, plural. Akalten, they, feminine, plural. Akhlu. This is. No, I'm sorry, I messed this up. I'm sorry. This is Akaltem is you all. They is Akhlu. This is feminine and masculine. So Akaltem is you all ate. Now, if I said, if we were in a room of 50 women and then only Hifziria is here, if I said Akal 10 for you all 8, asking a question, that would be incorrect. Because it's one male in the room, you have to address the room, right, as males. Exactly. So I would say Akal Tem. If he's the only man in the room, I have to say Mashalom Kem. But if it's just women in the room, I would say Mashalom Ken. Ken Nun, with a Nun Sofit. And I've heard people say, why is it like that? That's so biased. Is that what you're thinking? All right, so Akhlu, they ate. Now, I wanted, you know what time is it?
It's 5:27.
5:27. Okay, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna have it in a handout ready for y'all next week, because we have a lot of pronouns that we need to go over. And when I ask y'all, I want y'all to be able to use the pronouns. It's going to sound a little redundant, but I want you to say, Ani akalti. Ani means I. You're actually saying I ate. Okay, because akalti is understood. I ate. But I want you to be able to use it and know your pronouns. Ani akalta. Ani akalti. Ata akalta. At akalte. Hu akal. He akhla. Anachnu akhalnu. Atem akaltem. Aten akalten. Hem akhlu. So we're going to use the pronouns, right? We'll get that next week. So when I ask you a question, I don't want you to just tell me akalti, I ate. I want you to say ani akalti, I ate. It sounds like you're saying I ate, but it's just getting used to using your pronouns.
What is the last and you?
This right here?
Yeah.
You, masculine plural. You or akal tem. This is a mem sofi. It's a lot of information. Well, like I said, listen, when you go home tonight, and you pull out your notes, or tomorrow, or whenever you're going to work, say a little prayer. Ask the Most High to help me to retain this, help me to understand what it is that I'm doing, and He will provide. Trust me. The Most High will help you, and you'll start to understand it. I'm telling you, and this is no lie, I went years doing the same thing over and over and over, and it didn't click until one day. And I was just like, it all makes sense now. And it happened just like that. Like, oh, I'm serious. It sounds crazy, like, oh, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to speak fluent Hebrew. But one day, I woke up and it all just made sense. I said, oh, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I went to class after class after class. But then you get the one teacher that makes you understand exactly what you're doing and makes it make sense to you. I like simple teachers. I don't like when people make everything, so advanced and it's confusing. So although I'm giving y'all a lot of information, it's like I have to tell you something before I say something else. Like I gave you the possessives, right? Because you have to know the possessives. But then you also have to know the past tense, and you're going to know the pronouns if you're going to have the past tense. And this is all beginner stuff. This is all beginner stuff. Complicated? What part is getting you?
Just the whole writing.
Just the whole writing? Okay. Well, you know what I want to do? Let's do a review of the Aleph Beit real quick. Can I erase this? That was a great job, Moreh. I'm surprised you remembered. So I guess that says something about my teaching. That's right. Yeah. Because I stressed them out with this. It wasn't just this. They had about 14 verbs that you had to conjugate. I was serious with it because I want you to know exactly what you're doing. All right, so we have sis. This is the very first letter. This is Aleph. Now, Aleph is a silent letter unless it takes on a vowel. This is a patak, but don't worry about the names of it. This has the A sound, right? This is the A sound, okay? This is the O sound. And you can see at the bottom of your page, right? This is the U sound. This is the U sound. This is a waw. Now I put that because you can't put this vowel next to an aleph. You'll never see that. You'll never see that. You'll see the aleph and then you'll see a waw with that vowel. You'll never see just the aleph in that vowel. Or you'll see the aleph with the 3 dots going down. Okay, this is a bait. This has the B sound, right? And then it has a counterpart, the vape, which has the V sound. V. So you have bait, you have vape. Then you have gimel. Now I told the class last week the way, and I made a mistake on your paper. I'm going to fix it for you. The way you know what a gimel is, because this is a gimel and this is a zayin. If you can make a G from here, that's the gimel. Okay? So this is the gimel. Right? And of course it has one of the guttural letters. Chet. It's like you clearing your throat. Chet. And this is, we would say the KH sound, but it's a real guttural. Chet. And then we have te, which is the T sound. Yod, which is the Y sound. Taf, which looks like a backwards C. That's easy to remember because C for cat, right? Kaf. So you have 3 kafs. You have kaf, kaf sofi. Don't worry about the 3 kafs. All you need to worry about is the kaf and the kaf sofi, right? The kaf sofi is the final. Now we have only 5 sofits. The sofits go at the end of a word, right? Kaf, kaf sofi. Well, you just take the same letter and just, okay? Now if you see a word like akal, right? We just did akal. Aleph, Kaf, Lamed. If you see this, you know it's wrong. The sofit can only go at the end of a word. Kaf. Now this is a really difficult one to write. This is the Lamed. Right? The Lamed. And you have to practice these. Okay? Lamed. Lamed. L sound. Mem. Now notice I didn't do this because that's an N. But this is a mem. You start from right to left. Now I was watching you as you were writing your letters and you were doing a few of them wrong. You did this first and then you went like this, right? For your top. Yeah, you have to get into the habit. Put your mind in a Hebrew state. Right? Don't do N, because N is easy. Right to left. Mem. Right? That's the M sound. M. Right? So don't get confused. And the Mem has a counterpart. So you have the Mem and you have the Mem sofit, which looks like a backwards A. Okay, Nun. This is the N sound. And this has a counterpart. The Nun Sofi is just a straight line down. Not to be confused with the Wav. The Wav is very short. The Yod is even shorter.
I thought one of them was slanted, like the wall.
You could do it like that. Whatever. I like to have my letters straight so I could read, because if it's like this and it's, you're going to be bumping into other letters.
I'm kind of confused with the Wav and the...
Well, no, this is why you have to differentiate. And when you start, look at this, right? You have to get used to writing in a certain level, right? Let's see, right? Akar, right? Make sure your letters are all straight. Nun Sofit. Wav, Yod, Nun Sofit. Right? You see the difference. The Yod is at the top. The Wav is right in the middle. The Nun Sofit just... Yeah. Which letter are we at?
Nun Sofit.
Nun Sofit. So we did that. Samek is just... Samek. Ayin. Pei. Fe. And Fe Sofit.
What do you use a Sofit for?
Sofit is at the end of a word. This Sofit right here, the word Yosef. Yosef. Yosef Ben
How do you write the Sofit? That I can't even try.
It's just, you have to practice, right? So you're going to try, you're going to start here, you're going to the side. It looks almost like a musical note. Right? So
I think of it as an accent.
just practice doing this all the time. Just practice it. Practice it. Af. Af means fly. This af means nose. Yeah. Remember I was telling you about spelling. Af and af. Fly, nose. Anger. Angry, also.
That's what it means. Off.
Yes, anger.
That off means anger.
Anger and nose. You'll see that in the Tanakh. You'll see that in the Torah. When it says, and the Most High's anger was kindled against us. Right? You'll see this word right here. Alright, so you have Pe, Fe, and Fe Sophie. And then you have Pe, Fe, Sadeh, Sadeh. Right? People write it differently. So if you see it like this, if you see it like this, like this, some people write that Sadeh different. This is the way I was taught. Right?
Yeah. Sadeh Sophie.
Sadeh Sophie is just a cursive Y. You know how you write a Y in cursive?
And I kept doing it like it's an L.
I think of that as
Right?
well.
It's just an open Y. Because this is a Y in script, right? But if you do this, you just open it a little bit. Sadeh Sophie.
Wait, I'm sorry. So this,
I'm going to write it again. So you have the Sadeh and its counterpart, the Sadeh Sophie. And you will find this at a word like what is this word? Eretz, which means land. Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Mitzrayim. Right? Kuf. And this has the KW sound. Kuf. Now, some people, some people say this has the Hey sound. The Ashkenazi say Kuf. Right?
it's a K sound.
Yes. But then some Sephardi, they'll say Kuf like we do. Right? Depending on where you're from, I guess, is it's how they pronounce it. So some people would say this is a perfect example. Kwadosh. Now, this is a sheen and this is the O sound. One dot.
That's the sheen.
Usually you would do this, right? If you have a sheen and you want to, you don't have to do that. This is the O sound and it's letting you know that this is a sheen. Yeah. You'll see that a few times in the Torah. So some people say Kwadosh, some people say Chadosh. Edomites say Chadosh. They don't pronounce the Kwa sound.
Kwadosh is
Kwadosh. Holy. The next one is Resh. And this has the R sound. And you have to actually roll this Resh like you do. Ere. Rah, rah, rah. Eretz. Not Eretz. Eretz. It just sounds so cheap when you say Eretz. 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 Eretz Yisrael. Right? It's saying Eretz. It sounds so regular. Okay? Sheen. It's just the E. That makes it a sheen. Y'all remember that? Where was it? When they say Shibolet and Sibolet? And they end up getting killed because they couldn't say it? Shibolet. Sibolet. Shin, Sin. This is the show, and this is the so. And the last ones, we have Ta and Ta. Same thing, same letter, same sound, same thing. And this is, of course, have the T sound. So focus on that. Just focus on the letters, right? Once you get the letters, then you could take two letters, and if you remember, and you say, Baruch haba. Baruch haba means what? Baruch haba actually means blessed be the coming or welcome. Welcome. Baruchim habaim. And you see, it's when you make something plural in Hebrew, it changes everything, right? So I say Baruchim habaim because you're talking to everyone. Welcome. Like when somebody comes up to read, or we're calling somebody up to the bima, you say Baruch haba. Blessed be the coming. Blessed be the one who comes. Right? Baruch haba. Zehu. Hakita hazot. Hakita hazot. Hakita hazot. Nigmara. From the word gamar, which means to finish. So that's what we will say at the end of the class. Hakita hazot nigmara. This class is done.
Toda Moreh.
Anilo Moreh. Oh, you need that?
You said I am not a Moreh?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Huh? Servant, Misharet. Misharet. Misharet, servant.
See you next week, Moreh.
All right, I'll make sure I'm going to call you up too.
Yes.